is the Blitz, and it's one of our favorite times of the week. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. We are cooking with Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. On a game night like this, we have the perfect recipe for you. We like to do some cooking, and we are joined by Donn Paul of Southern Recipe Small Batch. Welcome aboard, Donn. What are we doing tonight?
Hey, we're doing fat bombs. You know, keto's so hot and exciting and everything, and sometimes you need that really high fat. Actually, for keto, you need 70-80% of your calories to be fat. So we got a great recipe. It's actually a lot. It's good tasting, too, but it's half a cup of coconut oil, a half a cup of butter, and you throw cocoa powder in there, and, of course, pork rinds that are crushed. And the beauty of this thing is you mix it all up. Really simple. You're done in like 5 minutes. Now, you do have to freeze them, but they turn out just fantastic. It's a nice, cool treat. And even if you don't care about keto, that's pretty darn sweet. Tasty.
Well, all right. So Donn, I mean, you think about, here in San Antonio tonight, we got Spurs Grizzlies in this play-in game and elimination game. And then, the main event tonight with the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. This looks like the perfect snack for that. And it's called a fat bomb. Yeah. I mean, what's not the love about something called a fat bomb?
Yeah, not to be confused with fat bottom girls. That's a whole different thing.
They make the rock and roll go around, baby.
You got that. Well, and that's why this is great for the fat bombs and all that. But on the other hand, hey, pork rind, high protein. So when you're in watching the game and you're just munching on this, and that's a lot to distract to eat. We all know we're watching a good game. We're just eating. So why not eat a great tasting pork rind, high protein, no carbs, virtually no carbs. And that's kind of, it kind of goes hand in hand with any game, that's for sure.
He's Donn Paul with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. You're so used to us making savory things with pork rinds, the things that we're accustomed to using other ingredients and making them go keto in a really unique and flavorful way. The flavor profile of what you're talking about, in my wildest dreams, or maybe it would only have been in a wild fever dream, that I would have thought combining pork rinds with coffee extract and the likes of coconut milk. What is the flavor? What is it? What's the flavor? I mean, how does that come across? Because I have not had this before.
Oh, it comes across as a very sweet, decadent dessert that you would have.
Really?
And again, it's frozen and all that. Now, you're right. It's sweet, savory. Pork rinds, you use that savory. Now, you use the sea salt and cracked black pepper, Southern Recipe Small Batches, nice, standard pork rind. But the pineapple ancho has a little kick. And I don't think, you have a little bit of sweet and savory or sweet and spicy. And that's where I kind of like that mixed up together. And there's like studies that show, the receptors on the tongue,
right.
When you have the sweet and you have that and you get this boost of more of the sweet when you have the little savory or the salt. So it works really well together. And you're right. There's a lot of different, on our website, there's a lot of sweet and savory type of recipes because we're always looking for something a little different and quick to make.
I'm curious, though, because a lot of times, there is a recommended flavor of the Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds for the recipes. This one almost seems like you kind of want to go with the cracked black pepper pork rinds because, my favorite is the chili cheese or maybe even the Korean kimchi barbecue. But I just wonder if that'd be too much in something like this, or do you think, no, they would work as well?
Priscilla cheese, probably because of the cheese, it would kind of throw it off a little bit. I think the sweetness of the pineapple ancho, the spicy dill, I love the spicy dill, but that takes a certain recipe. We have the smoked, a little bit of smoky with the smoked sea salt. That's a nice one. You kind of add that smoky flavor. So you're exactly right. If you use a kimchi barbecue, that might be a little bit different for the chocolate mix. So, yeah, that's why maybe standard or go a little sweet. I think it works pretty well.
I really appreciate the Asian sensibility here, the salty and the sweet, the coconut oil and the coffee all kind of rolled into one. And one of the things I think is going to be surprising to people is the crunch that you pull from this once it comes out of the refrigerator. There is I guess the architecture of the pork rind molecule. It holds a crunch quite well. And I'm reminded of those old kind of Star Crunches that are made of 99%, I think, motor oil, but a little bit of flavor just enough. But this is absolutely healthy. it provides that keto sense, and the proof is in the name, man. It's a fat bomb. But the fact is, it's as healthy a thing as you can put in your mouth. It's easy to make. You can put it over a stove. You're just using heat, butter, coconut oil, a little bit of coffee extract, your chips, your pork rinds around together in the freezer and refrigerator. You'll have them ready by halftime.
Oh yeah, and that you're right. That's a little bit of crunch in there. I crush down the pork rinds a little bit bigger than a Rice Krispie, but I'll tell you what, this is a heck of a lot better. A nice flavor. It really, and it's fun. You make something quick like that, and then they tend to go really, really quick. And we call them fat bombs because I made in one serving. It's 5 of these fat bombs, and they're not huge, but I'll tell you what, they're about 40 grams of fat. And as a keto diet, you want that again. You want that fat, and so it works really well, And hey, it's when it comes down to it's flavor. You don't want to be forced. You don't want a medicine, or you don't want anything like I gotta eat this. You're gonna love these things, and that's what I said about the high protein. Great products out there for high protein supplements and stuff. Hey, you can't beat a pork rind for crunch. 8 grams of protein per serving than a pork rind. Hey, that makes a heck of a lot different than a protein shake. I mean, these are great. They come a long way, but nothing like reaching and getting a bag of pork rinds.
And they travel well. Now, for those of you that aren't able to watch and just listen on your way home, he has effectively made, and certainly it's not the best description, but they look about the size of a biscuit or a hockey puck. Yeah. So it's something you can hold on to. Seriously, it'll travel well. It's not going to fall apart, and you get that crunch, you get that fat, you get that flavor, and it pairs with all the other things you're making with your Southern Recipe Small Batch Prior. He is Donn Paul with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Make yourself a fat bomb and enjoy the games tonight. Hey, we're going to be cooking again next Wednesday. Dom, thanks for stopping by.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me, guys.
This has been the Blitz.
Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, of course, you want to get out of jail fast. Best way to do that is to call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds. You can call 210-225-2121. You can text bail to 474747, or you can even go online and start the bonding process. The website, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option, AA Best Bail Bonds for stress-free bail bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans available, a free shuttle service. They're open 24/7, offices all over San Antonio and Texas. License number 149. Text bail to 474747 or call 210-225-2121.
What is Dan Quinn's impact on free agency and the defense this year?
The change of defense. As a Cowboy fan, I kind of hope with